Hello and welcome to another episode of the Sal Licata Show podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and obviously on YouTube. Smash that like button and subscribe. And don't forget, 10,000 subscribers. Once we get there, and we have a ways to go, we will be giving away a pair of tickets, field level tickets, to the Mets and Yankees at Citi Field during this year's Subway Series. So you want to stay tuned for that. And also comment, of course, on the YouTube stuff. We're looking forward to that. We're doing the comment episodes. We'll respond, answer either questions or just respond to the comments. We appreciate the interaction. All right. So a lot of times in these 23 episodes, a theme has been, especially when we're talking about the NBA, has been competition and or lack thereof. And I feel like we've gotten away from that in sports. I mean, we might as well just go full WWE if that's where we're going to go. Without true competition, sports are not what we want. Or it's not the sports that we want to watch. We feel like we have that in the NFL. I think in baseball, you get it to a certain extent. I mean, some of the issues there are that you have pitchers who don't go more than 5 innings because the teams aren't prioritizing winning that night. They're prioritizing the health of the player. So again, that comes back to the problem about competition, even if just for that night. If you're truly in a competition and your best pitcher is rolling and he's out there, throwing 6 scoreless innings, why not make him go the 7th? Well, no, we're not going to do that. Got a no-hitter. Well, no, we're not going to do that. We got to that is taking away from the spirit of competition. So it is not just the NBA. It's other sports as well. Baseball, obviously, we mentioned the basketball. I don't think you have the issue as much with football or hockey. But one sport that I used to love growing up that I felt was one of the most competitive sports, and when we talk about, fist-to-face combat or fist-to-fist combat, or I don't know. But boxing, that's the sport we're talking about here. Where I know even back then, back in the late 80s, early 90s, that there was some thought about people being on the take and all this different stuff. But we've gotten to a point now where the majority of fights that garner the most interest are basically staged fights, which then if I'm watching a boxing match between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather Jr., that's not a boxing match that is really competition. That I want to see a competitive fight. Guys trying to hurt each other. Not that you want to see, you know what I'm talking about, but guys trying to win the fight. That's what I want to see. Competition. And you saw it last time with, who was it? Jake Paul and...
it was Paul and Tyson.
Oh, yeah, Paul and Tyson, right. Paul and Tyson, where you saw Tyson's ass.
Yeah.
You saw, I mean, that was tremendous. Now, I'm not saying it can't be entertaining, but I'm saying, okay, so now for me, somebody who used to be in a boxing, watching Tyson in his prime, or George Foreman on his comeback, or Evander Holyfield, or Riddick Bowe, all those heavyweights back in the day, even Mayweather at his prime, Mayweather, Pacquiao, Ricky Hatton, all those different things, like all those fights. Okay, you could get into that. It's true competition. But watching a Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight, which I bought, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, I bought it. I got suckered into it. And I'd probably get suckered in to this one as well with Tyson and Mayweather. It's scheduled right now. They just came out with this last week. It's scheduled now to take place April 25th in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is cool because of the Rumble in the Jungle with Foreman and Ali. Okay, so there's some nostalgia there for boxing fans, especially somebody at my age. I wasn't around to see that one. So to see the atmosphere, I'll be curious about that. I'm surprised that the fight's so soon, just in April of this year. I mean, that's a few months away. Tyson's going to be 59 years old at the time of the fight. Mayweather, I think, is 48 years old. But it's an exhibition where, all right, is Mayweather going to try to win the fight? Probably, but his style is not really entertaining anyway, where he plays a defensive style, going against a 59-year-old Mike Tyson, who obviously slower and not as strong as he once was. He's not going to be able to touch Mayweather. Point is, why even do this? Like, this is like Hogan Rock type stuff that you can script in the WWE, but in boxing, is that the way that we're going now? I mean, are we heading that way with the NBA at some point? Where we'll just have, just make it about entertainment because it's not about the competition anymore. So I don't know. I mean, I'll probably order this just to see it, and then we can talk about it. It's going to be a big talking point one way or another, but that's how we get sucked into it, and that's why they keep doing it with boxing. But remember, sports are always supposed to be about competition. That's it. It's pretty simple. And if you're not doing your best to win on that given night, why would fans care as much? Whether it's the NBA and maintenance days and resting guys, or giving up on games when they're, because they're tanking, or they get down big and they don't want to, battle to come back down 20 early. It makes it a 50-point game. Like, that should never happen. A 50-point game like we saw with the Knicks and Sixers a couple weeks ago, that is a clear indication of one team wanted to compete, the other gave up and didn't want to compete. Baseball, same thing. It drives me nuts when you got pitchers, whether it's Skeens, whether whoever it may be. Pick a Yankee, pick a Met, where it's not about competing at the highest level that night. Yeah, we want to win, but not at the cost of hurting our star pitcher. Oh, so then you're what? Punting that down the road? Like, what about tonight? What happens because you're trying to nurse a pitcher along? What happens if you lose the game tonight? Or even if you win the game, you're still not putting your best foot forward on that. Anyway, just something that drives me nuts. And we didn't get to it last week with the Tyson Mayweather thing. So I wanted to just mention that here. Badabooms, you're much younger than I am, obviously. Are you, have you even seen a Tyson fight? Did you watch the Tyson-Jake Paul thing? Where are you at with the way that we have these now exhibition fights? Big interest with Tyson Mayweather. The problem is it's a 59-year-old versus a 48-year-old in an exhibition, which is not really going to be competitive.
I used to love the ESPN Classics back in the day. You remember ESPN Classics?
Yes.
And me and my dad would watch whatever old great fights were on. Now I'm losing it off dome here. My biggest takeaway from that last 5 minutes there with the Tyson Mayweather, this looks awful for all the wrestling is fake people. The people who...
Right, because now boxing they're following the wrestling. And by the way, a lot of people are following the wrestling stuff. People in sports media, I know for a fact, following the wrestling stuff with gimmick takes and just trying to get attention and creating bits and things like that. I've been a part of it before too. So it's wild.
Have you?
I can't get past I don't know what you're doing in your background. Your headphones are blurred.
I didn't even realize it was like that. Let me fix it.
So are you going to order this fight, Tyson and Mayweather?
Absolutely not. There's literally no shot.
I mean, you say that now, wouldn't you get, as we get closer to it? Because sometimes I'll say the same thing, no way I'm doing this. I'm not getting sucked in. And then I find myself Tyson, Jake Paul. I can't help but watch it and be entertained by it, as a matter of fact.
We were actually discussing reactionary takes the other day, me and you on All Fair. That's not a reactionary take. Ask me the question again, Sal.
Are you going to be ordering the Tyson Mayweather fight?
No, there's no shot I order it. Now ask me if I'll watch it.
Oh, so you have your ways of watching it without paying for it?
I'll definitely watch it. Yeah.
All right. So
I'm not paying for that.
Right. That's the thing. You want to watch it, though.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't want to say I want to watch it. It's more of what you just said there. Well, I'll be will I watch it? And then that Friday night, I'll be throw it on.
Right, because we want to talk about it. But that's the problem, is that we as the consumers, I talk about the world going in the WWE take type thing, we as consumers, we suck that stuff up. So if we suck it up, they're going to keep giving it to us. Supply and demand, right?
Yeah, you switched over from licking to sucking, which is fine.
Well, can you get your head out of the gutter? Or I guess it's too much to ask for a 22-year-old at this point. I got to
my head's stuck in the gutter. My head's curb stomped in the gutter. Our boy Stu really threw me off yesterday.
All right. So actually, Stu's tomorrow.
Our boy Stu threw us off tomorrow.
Couple of things here that I want to get into throughout the course of this podcast. First, we haven't discussed this yet, but and I know I'll see some of the comments, whether it be left on YouTube and we appreciate it, or social media clips that we put out there and people commenting, but it just goes to show you how few people, and I guarantee you the majority of these people that are leaving this particular comment, I'll get to in a second, aren't listening to the entire podcast, because I know they don't even watch the full clip. So a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about athletes and where they're from in regards to Jose Alvarado, everybody going nuts because he's from New York. And my take is that I don't care where he's from. I care if they can play. It's not just him. It's been everybody. I could not care less where an athlete is from. I care if they can play. That's it. So is it a more fun story if they're from here? I guess for some, it's cool. Alvarado's family's from, okay, great. He grew up a Knicks fan or whatever, if that's the case. I don't really care about that, which led us to a Carmelo Anthony discussion where Badabooms is Melo, when he came back home, and I'm like, he's not even from here. And then that led to where was he born? I made the mistake of thinking that he was born in Baltimore, but then was raised here. The reality was he was born here, but raised in Baltimore, which I think is even worse. And that plays to my point. But the bigger point is that who gives a shit where these guys are from? And yet that Carmelo clip, people to this day, even weeks later, still commenting he's from New York. Now this is my response, Badabooms, to those people. No shit. He's from New York. We got it. Watch the clip. The clip was like a minute long. Before you comment, watch the clip. We went over it many times in the clip. B, you're not smart because you know where Melo's from. Nobody cares. We get it. Nobody cares. C, that's the whole point. Nobody should care where he's from. And even though he was born in New York, he's raised in Baltimore. So it doesn't matter either way. But my God, people felt the need to comment on that. Did you see that, Badabooms? All the comments that we got on the Carmelo Anthony stuff. I know that you purposely put that headline out there for the clip to do that. But could people watch the clip before they comment? Like they're just so dismissive. Like, yeah, you're the smartest person in the world. Hey, you should have a talk show on WFAN because you know where Melo was born. Like, oh my God, you couldn't be more lost. Watch the clip. We were doing a clip here. Good God.
Thank you to everybody who liked, commented, shared, and subscribed, followed off of that. That means I did my job, Sal. That means I did my job.
But you know what I'm saying about the comments? Like, just watch the clip.
Not only did I get a reaction out of the audience and the not audience, I got a reaction out of you too. So, you know,
I'm reacting to the people reacting. Watch the clip. We went over it in the clip, and then it's like they think they're so smart. Well, he's from Brooklyn. Okay, congratulations. It means nothing. That doesn't mean anything. I could have said he's from California. It wouldn't matter. Good God.
California love. It always bewilders me how you olds get so worked up over by the social media. You guys flip out over this. Like the social media is just not, you guys can't concept it. It's so
because the idiocy behind it. Here's what I don't understand. And maybe you could explain this to me from the young perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you comment on something without watching it?
Oh no, I wouldn't comment on anything. I don't even waste my time thinking when I'm scrolling on an app.
Okay. So then so you're saying the old heads get mad, but why?
It's so worked. You guys get so mad over everything.
Because
when it comes to social media.
Okay, because it's so stupid.
It is.
People just watch the clip. Like, I don't care if you comment. I don't care if you go negative comment, whatever. Watch the clip. It's bare minimum. Before you comment on the clip, and then they all saying the same thing. Like all these people who think that they're heroes and brilliant that actually took the time to comment on it, think that they're so smart by cracking the code. Oh, Carmelo's from New York. I'm going to say it again. No, he's not. He's not. So not only did you not watch the video, he's not even from New York. Being born in New York does not mean you're from New York. He was not raised here. He was raised in Baltimore. So it was multi-factored or multi-layered incorrectness, which drove me nuts. But
I'm not gonna fight you on this. Melo's from New York. If you're born in Brooklyn, you're from New York. Like that's
okay. Then let's get to it. What's more important, where you were born or where you were raised?
I think both of them play a factor into where you claim.
Why?
Because it's a part of your story. Are you not a WFAN talk show host, a part of the lineage? You were.
No,
it's a part of your. It's part of your blood.
That has nothing to do with it. No,
are you not Italian?
We're talking about your. If you're born somewhere but raised somewhere else, you were raised somewhere else. He left New York at 7 years old, or whatever it may be.
But it's a part of his story. Well, that's what I'm saying about you. It's the same thing.
But I think you're stretching when you say, "Oh, he's returning home." No, he's not.
I think you guys. Another thing about the olds. Why do you guys hate Melo so much? Like I love Melo.
He was the most overrated Nick that I've ever seen.
What? What are you
Carmelo
talking
Anthony's
about?
He's the most overrated Nick that I have ever seen.
You hate Stoudemire too?
No, I like Stoudemire.
Oh, okay.
But he never got the proper. I like Stoudemire because he was the first to come here, had the right attitude. They were building the team the right way before they went and blew it up and traded for Carmelo Anthony. I'm not saying I wouldn't have wanted Melo because I did want Melo, but I wanted him on the right timeline and not overpaying for him, which they did. And then he came in and blew up what they had going. He was selfish, didn't defend, he was lazy, thought he was better than he is, thought he's an all-time great Nick like Ewing and Clyde. He's not. Thinks he
He
should
is,
have his
though.
number retired. He acts like he's
For
some
my
champion.
generation, he was the guy. He was the guy for 10 years.
That's the problem. So you don't understand because there was actually real basketball played at a high level for a decade before Melo was even a thought. The 90s were so different. If you grew up and watched the 90s, you would not think of Carmelo Anthony the way that you do. I will say he is an all-time great scorer. We know that. No doubt about it. And there were things about Melo that are likable. I like his personality. His style of play was not as good as he thinks it is. And it's certainly, I love Lala. His style of play was not as good as he thinks it is, and he's certainly not a Knick. There's no way his number should be retired to the rafters. So you're right. The disconnect there is that you didn't see any better. Melo was the best Knick of your lifetime, shorter sample lifetime, and that's the standards that you said. Like he was better than Al Harrington, and who like what other scrubs did you watch in your Knick fandom when you were growing up?
Marcus Camby, Quincy AC, Frank Ntilikina, Kevin Knox.
Yeah, Camby was good, but he was good before that. He was good.
I love Camby. I'm a huge Camby fan.
In the 90s, he was great. So
who's the other dude?
Who's talking about?
There was another, huh?
Who are you talking about? Spreewell?
I'm talking about just a little bit before Melo. He was, Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups.
Yeah, come on, dude. Like, I don't even remember those years. That's like, it's embarrassing.
I do. That's like my formidable Knick years.
Right. So from there, and I used to fight with this all the time with Gallo at FAN because he's the same thing. I don't know how old he is. I think he's a little bit older than you, but he loved Carmelo. And BT and I used to fight back all the time on it. Like, I'm not trying to rip Carmelo, but you guys overinflate or overrate what he was or what he did. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. He was selfish. Didn't play defense, didn't play hard, rested on his laurels, his skill set, and all that stuff. Yes, elite scorer, elite level scorer, his skill. But he was not a great New York Knick by any stretch of the imagination, especially when you compare him in the history of what the Knicks had. In the last, 2 decades pre-Brunson, Brunson's a great Knick. Now he's the greatest Knick of your lifetime by far. Don't you like Brunson better than Melo?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely do. But at the time, Melo was so larger than life. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, we didn't have the same experience growing up.
All right, but I'm just telling you, it's not good enough. And now you're seeing what true greatness is when you watch Jalen
Brunson's also, like, he is ice in the veins. Like, he's legitimately maybe one of the clutchest New York sports wait, I don't want to sell the bid here for what I have next coming with the Tired or Wired, but maybe, if not the most clutch New York athlete that I've ever seen in my life.
All right, 2 more things before we get to the Tired.
Eli Manning. Eli Manning.
Okay, and the most clutch athlete, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you go on 2 of the more incredible runs in the history of sport.
He
anyway,
did it in the games that matter too, Eli.
All right, Madden football. Okay, we're into it. We talked about it. Get more into it each year, as far as like the release and all that stuff. And I know it's a big deal with the. You get a sneeze?
No, I was yawning.
Oh, I know it's a big deal with the cover athlete for Madden. This is a unique situation. They usually reveal it around April. I think anywhere from April to June as the game starts coming out in August. Before you know it'll be here. I mean, it's the end of February already, but April will be here before you know it. So we'll start that speculation a little bit early. Barkley was on it a year ago, Saquon Barkley for the leap. This year in the NFL, the way that it went with all the parity in the league and the Seahawks and Patriots kind of coming out of nowhere, you have a thought, Badabooms, as who should be or who do you think will? First, give me your guess on who you think will be the cover athlete for Madden in 27, and then who you think it should be. You want me to give you mine first? Because I've given this some thought. I don't know if you have yet.
No, I have one, but I don't know if he's that big of a star the same way I look at him. But I thought about Jackson Smith right off the bat because of like the ridiculous
JSN.
Numbers. Yeah. Will it be Jackson Smith? Probably not.
Right. Well, you're not going to go Sam Darnold. Are you going to go JSN? Or because he only had 1 year of success, that's probably not.
But he's
enough.
also a baby. He's still only third year in the league.
That's what I mean. Usually they go with guys that are a little more proven than that. Caleb Williams could be one. Not that he's the greatest.
That you might have hit it right there.
Right, but again, a guy who's only had like 1 year. See, Caleb is in the right market. What are you doing? You're looking at yourself?
No.
And your shot is you're not. I don't see your full face. Your chin's cut off.
Yeah, it's because I just shaved. I got a double chin. I'm trying to hide it.
Well, don't hide it. I mean,
what?
You can't hide it. If you want to hide it, you can.
Tomorrow, Stu Feiner will call me a fat pig. Tomorrow.
Just a hunch that you have?
I'm getting a weird sense like Raven Simone. Do you
He's
get
not
that
gonna call
reference?
you. He's not gonna call you a fat pig. No, I don't know Raven Simone. What's that?
You don't know that reference?
No, what?
That's so Raven before she was on
No.
The View.
Okay, so I think that you can make a case for Caleb Williams because of the big market, because he kind of burst onto the scene. But again, it's a 1 year thing. I don't know if he's got enough. This is the Madden cover. I don't know if he's got enough pull for that. And they're in a weird spot.
Madden cover guy, like historically. Like, do you really mark out over that?
Yeah, I get into it a little bit, and I just think it's an interesting conversation to have. I was actually talking about it with somebody the other day, which made me think about, you know what? We were having a good back and forth about it via text. I was like, we can bring it up on the air, and then I'll see what Badabooms thinks, get his perspective on it. I personally would go with Myles Garrett. I know it's rare. Well, he's a big enough star. He had a monster year. Big enough star defensively. Had a monster year, and there's no other clear-cut guy. Like, who are you going with? Jaden Daniels or CJ Stroud? How'd they taken a next step, bigger step? Yeah, you can't do that now. They both had awful years. Daniels was hurt the majority of the year. He would have been that guy maybe off of second year. I mean, I think you can make a case for Jackson Dart, but he barely played. Like,
I was going to say Jackson Dart too at first. Him and Scatabo, because that's kind of like a hype thing. Like, they really lean towards the hype now. Do you remember when Jazz was on the cover of MLB The Show?
Yeah, I know. Hype machine. I know. So that's the thing. I think it factors in past performance, star power, and then what you expect moving forward. I think Scatabo, Dart, I think Neighbors, Dart.
Yeah, you put the three of them on, that would be like a whole. I think that's huge.
Then I was thinking about it, maybe in a year where you don't have any clear cut. Like, if I would have asked, if you and I would have had this debate a year ago, we both would have said clearly Saquon Barkley. I mean, they won the Super Bowl. He was arguably the MVP of the league, had that leap, all that's like, it was a layup. This year,
picture of him doing the.
Yeah. This year, there's not that much to it. So anyway, I thought that was an interesting conversation. I don't know where they're going to go.
What's your favorite Madden cover of all time?
Probably,
I have one.
I have to go back to Vic,
2004.
Yeah, good call. 2004. I was thinking in my mind, he got drafted in 01. His first full year was 2002, but I think 04 was the Madden cover.
What's your favorite game?
Was it 03 or 04? He got hurt in 03. Might have been 03. It was either 03 or 04. Anyway, what's my favorite what?
Game, like Madden game.
I mean, I'm going to go back to nostalgia in Genesis. I liked it in PlayStation, but I would go like Madden 90, Madden 95 I'll go. I know the ones before that were good. I'll probably go Madden 90. I wore that one out. Madden 95. Madden 96, I traded in I wish I didn't do this. I traded in my entire original Nintendo and NES library to get Madden 96 for Sega Genesis back in.
Really? You could do that back then?
Stupid move. Yeah, that's when, was it GameStop or was there another one?
GameFly?
There might have been another one that you could trade. It was like the first one that you could trade in old video games for. It came out in the mid 90s. Try to look this up real quick. It might have been GameStop. Trade in NES games in the 90s. Hold on, let me look this up because you can't do research. I forget the name of the. Hey, me, Sal here. Weird interrupting my own podcast, but I'm going to do it because it's a very special reason. We have Mets Yankees Subway Series tickets to give away, courtesy of Sachdev Family Orthodontics in Rockland. Right now, we have 2 tickets, 1 pair of tickets, Mets Yanks field level tickets. It's the first Subway Series matchup of 2026 out at Citi Field. We'll be giving them away once we get to 10,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. We're at about 6 right now as we record this. So we're getting there. Ways to go. Games in May. If we don't get there, I guess just Badabooms and I will go. But anyway, a pair of tickets, Mets Yankees Subway Series, Friday night, Citi Field, first game of the year between the Mets and the Yankees for 2026. We have a pair to give away once we get to the 10,000 subscribers. Okay, now you can go back to listening. Enjoy the rest of the show. We really appreciate you guys taking the time to check us out. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. All current stuff comes up. I'm going to need more time to look that up. Anyway, there was a spot. I don't know if it was GameStop. It might have been GameStop. Could have been something else. But there was a spot you could trade in all your games and get like a credit. And I remember doing it. What an idiot that I was for that. And then I ended up trading. Then I traded in all my Genesis stuff for PlayStation, like Triple Play 96, and maybe 97 or 98, whatever it was. I forget. But
anyway. They got you on that. That stuff's probably worth a good chunk right now.
Yeah. Of course. And I've been buying it back, and I bought everything back over the years. But I sold it for probably $60. Like all my original Nintendo, all those games. Ah, God, what a waste. Most people did that. That's how that place stayed in business. or is still in business. Anyway, you have a
What's your
favorite one or no?
Oh, thanks. I didn't know if that was coming or not because we got off the beaten trail there. Yes, Madden 12. Do you know who's on the cover of Madden 12, Sal?
No, hit me with it.
The great Peyton Hillis, my favorite cover in my favorite Madden game.
I remember that one. I was still kind of into it by then. See, there you go, Peyton Hillis.
The best franchise mode.
Probably not their best cover, right?
Oh, I love it. I think it is their best cover.
Really? Why? Explain.
I love the idea of like this random, like girthy running back is the cover of Madden because of a fan vote. Like they got to bring that back. Maybe this is the year. Let's go back to the fan vote.
Oh, is that why that happened? The fan vote?
Yeah, and I like how it was real too. Like it wasn't rigged.
Oh, I found it, dude. Funko Land.
Funko Land?
Are you familiar with that?
No. Like Funko
I'm pretty
Pop?
sure that was it. I was Googling here as you were just filling. I wasn't listening to anything you said about Peyton Hillis there. Funko Land, I'm pretty sure was the name of the spot. That was before GameStop. I'm pretty sure that was it.
That's what GameStop was called?
Before GameStop, I think it was Funko Land, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. What happened to Funko Land? So you would go into Funko Land and trade in all this stuff. And look at that. Reddit's good for something. All right. Anyway, one more thing.
Why don't you like Reddit?
I don't really know Reddit. I just hear that it's a message board that people go on to talk about. What are you on there?
No, I'm just wondering if we had a conversation about this the other day. I wanted to see if we could get referenced.
What? Go ahead, just spell it out for me.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Nothing. Why don't people like Sal Licata? Oh, hey Sal, good to see you here.
oh, people. Yeah, I'm not on Reddit or message boards. I don't care. All right, last one before we do the Tired or Wired.
Yes.
And you actually hit me with this over the weekend, a couple of weeks ago, where you were telling me, because I didn't see it at first. You were asking me if I had any hookups to get you a bobblehead from the Mets giveaways in '86. Do you have the list by any chance? Do you have it up?
I know it was Kid, Mookie Wilson, Hojo,
there was an Orozco,
Jesse Orozco, and Hojo.
Ray Knight bobblehead, not to mention an '86 replica ring and jersey. Here's the thing, not that we need to go down the whole list, but you have to understand something, Badabooms. For me, a 46-year-old adult, the one clear thing that brings me back to my childhood in sports is the 1986 Mets.
Absolutely.
I never imagined that from a 7-year-old, I'd still be talking about that 40 years later in the way that I talk about it, and that would be the only championship the Mets would have won in my lifetime. But here we are. I mean, that's a lifetime of fandom and seasons and all that stuff, and it still always traces back to 1986, the team that I fell in love with, that first team that I watched day in, day out, and all that stuff as a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, maybe a little bit before that. But really, I probably started to get into it right around 1986. The Cards, that's my first real memory, not 1985, but the 86 tops. So that was probably my first real year as a fan. And the Mets won it all, and it was great. And we've been reminiscing ever since. But 40 years is just way too much. But when these seasons come around, the anniversary seasons, I did it when it was in 2006 for 20 years. And then again in 2016, when it was 30 years, like going to the games, getting the giveaways. And now here we are at the 40th anniversary. And I will make it a point to be at as many of those anniversary giveaways and games that I can get to. Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure, if you want.
Well, Sal, I don't think you need to fear anymore about this 40-year thing. I think it's going to be over soon. And you know why?
Why?
Because the Mets have King Colin!
Yes, Badabooms. Yes, they do. They do have the king. You are correct. Oh,
hit me with that with the speech pattern. Like, where is that from? Because like I've been trying to replicate it for the bit, and I just can't do it.
You can't do it. Not a bad job there. Hearing that music gets me fired up. So good job out of you. Anyway, do we have to go to games together now just because you're involved in the show? Yeah, but like, what if I wanted to go on my own? I can't do that.
Yeah, you could go on your own. You got a family. Obviously, you probably want to take your wife and your daughter.
Not really. You're
what do you mean? Not really.
You're +1 now. All of a sudden, you're +1. We go to a couple of spring training games, and then I guess it's going to be the rest will be history.
What is we this, do get like this? What is it like a older brother thing? Is it like a father thing? Like a mentor thing? Like what is this?
I don't know. Definitely not a father thing. I'm not that.
Yeah,
old.
no. Well,
Yeah.
you are actually. Yeah, you're only like 4 years younger than my dad.
All right, you got some Tired or Wired for us?
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing today.
It's Tuesday, Tired or Wired time. What do you got, Badabooms?
I bet I had JC Jane pulled up on my phone. Are you familiar with JC Jane, Sal?
No.
Let me get these Tired or Wireds here for you. All right, so the first one, we're going to go back to baseball because what else are we going to talk about here? I like this one a lot, and I'm interested.
Well,
to
we
see
just
if you're
talked
gonna
about
like it as
five
much
different
as I
things
do.
that had nothing to do with baseball. But go ahead. I mean, what else are we going to talk about? Go ahead.
It always comes back to baseball, Sal. Aaron Judge is the greatest homegrown New York athlete of the last 20 years. Is that Tired or Wired?
I think it's Wired, and without even giving it much thought. Who would be better? You have an answer? Who would be better? I mean, I think it's Wired because if I'm going to say now, remember, being 46, I have 24 more years on you of fandom and watching. And I've said this many times before it became mainstream. Judge was the best baseball player I've ever seen. Bonds was before that. Judge has now surpassed him, and we know Judge is doing it cleanly, or at least we assume he's doing it cleanly, and Bonds did not. Still, I hold Bonds in high regard, but Judge is the best that I've seen. I just can't believe the dominance. It's like men amongst boys with Aaron Judge. So if I think he's the best baseball player I've ever seen, I don't know how I would find another homegrown athlete that would surpass him. You have even other candidates that made you think of this, or you're just
Now that I'm
you're
saying it, I don't think there's a controversial. I don't think this is very controversial. Like, I don't think there's a like who really could we say Eli?
right? That's one that came to my mind. I guess the question would be the who's second. If it's Wired that Judge is the best, who's second? And you went last 20 years. I mean, you could probably even go beyond that.
Yeah, you could probably go 40 to be honest, if you want like, controversy.
Ewing would come to mind if you get him in there.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Messi not homegrown, Brunson not homegrown, Eli homegrown, but I wouldn't put him on that like champion. Yes, I'm not putting him on that level that Judge or Ewing were at consistently.
Let's go 40. Let's go 40.
All right. I mean, you'd have to do a little more math and think about it, but I still don't. I mean, is he the greatest homegrown athlete that we've seen in 40, 50 years? I mean, I guess before that, I can't talk about Clyde Frazier. Was Clyde homegrown, or did they get him? Yeah, he went to the Cavs afterward, right?
He was.
So, you know, we're talking about Clyde. We're talking about some of the old school Yankees. Well, I mean,
Jeter and
okay.
Mo. Those are the other two big ones.
Yeah, that would be okay. I put Judge over them, right?
Mo.
I would.
Mo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I'd put Judge over them. But I mean, obviously, he's not the champion that those guys were. And if I had one game to win, I'd want Jeter up. I'd want Mo on the mound, obviously. But overall, you ask greatest homegrown New York athlete. I mean, I guess you could put Lundqvist in there. You could put Shesterkin in there. Maybe one day, not. But to compare to Judge, I mean, LT.
King Hank. Yeah, you got to. When you really start to like think this out a little bit, it gets.
Well, that's what you should have done. You came up with the question. You should have thought this out and had some answers.
No,
LT?
I asked the question. You think LT? Oh, Lawrence Taylor. Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be in the conversation.
He does have to be in the conversation. This is a great one for the comments. You guys let us know down below in the comments. What do you think?
I'm just trying to think of any others here. Jets. Let's see.
Revis.
Zach.
No. Don't laugh. Revis.
Darnold.
Don't laugh. Revis. There's nothing that's funny.
Come on.
He's the greatest cornerback of all time. What's
no,
funny?
He's not. No, he's not.
Who? Dick Night Train Lane? Like who else? Who's better than him?
Yeah. And Deion Sanders. You ever hear of him?
Night Train Lane.
Yeah. All right. What's your next one?
Next one is you're going Wired on that.
Yes, Wired. Go ahead. Okay. Second one.
The Dodgers are ruining / have ruined baseball.
I'm tired of it. Good for them that they could go out there and stockpile the talent. Good for them that they have the players that want to go there. A big part of what the Dodgers has done, what the Dodgers have done is that they got, now some of it's just location, but Ohtani was in California with the other Los Angeles team and decided to go to the Dodgers. Once he went to the Dodgers, everybody else followed suit. Yamamoto, Sasaki, you know the history by now. And then that makes it the most appealing place to play. So once you had Ohtani decide he wanted to go to the Dodgers, that made them a desirable location outside of the most money and the deferrals and the winning. So I don't. I think that it's tired narrative that it's just about the money. It's not. They built something different there by circumstance, by being where they were. If the Dodgers were still in Brooklyn, you think Shohei Ohtani would be a Brooklyn Dodger? I don't think so. So it's not about the Dodgers and the money. It's about the location.
The Dodgers were still in Brooklyn. That popped me.
If the Dodgers are, it's about location with them. So no, I like what they're doing. I want the Mets to do more, and the Mets are trying to do it at least. Sometimes they get burned by the Dodgers. We talked about that last week when we did the Royal episode with King Cohen. Only one team has gotten the better of Steve Cohen, King Cohen. That's the Dodgers, not the Yankees, not the Phillies. I think the other teams need to up their level here, Yankees included. They should be acting. Judge said it last week. Should be acting like the New York Yankees. Well, go do it. So that's tired to me.
I agree with you. It's tired. I think you could even flip it on its head and say that the Dodgers are helping uplift baseball, because now people are coming in to watch the Dodgers lose. And we did a little wrestling boxing before. People, the biggest draw is when they want to see somebody lose. They want the bad guy to get triumphed by the underdog. So I think we're at that point now, and maybe the lowly Mets, who've been down on their luck for the last 40 years, will be that underdog who triumphs.
Right. And I said that with the Knicks when LeBron was making his decision. I didn't want him. I wanted to be the team that could beat him. Now, obviously, looking back at it, the Knicks couldn't build a team that could beat him, and he's the greatest thing that we've seen since Michael Jordan. But I like that. I like the fact. Let the Dodgers be the big dad.
Could you believe that he's just a kid?
Who?
LeBron.
What do you mean?
Hashtag, he's just a kid from Akron.
I have no idea what the hell that means. I like to be the team that knocks off the quote-unquote evil empire. So I like that that aspect of it. You said something, you screwed me up there because I was going to say something else I thought that I had. What the hell are we talking about?
Akron, Ohio.
No, before that. When you said the Dodgers.
The Knicks.
No.
Being the team to get LeBron. The Dodgers, it's a draw. People want to see them lose.
Yeah, exactly. Like Hogan and Slaughter in WrestleMania 7. Where you wanted to see the good guy triumph and beat Slaughter, the evil Iraqi whatever, represent, huh?
Nothing good about Hogan.
You weren't rooting for Slaughter in WrestleMania 7. Oh, you weren't born in
absolutely, I was.
Even when you rewatched it.
My close and personal Sergeant Slaughter.
Come on, man. All right, anyway, go ahead.
I walked by him at 80s WrestleCon. He could probably smell my Aqua di Gio. That's how close I was to him.
Yeah. He's one of the guys that was in better shape. We had him in studio, BT and I. BT had this thing that he wanted. This even predated BT and Sal because the guys were telling me about this. Anytime we'd have a wrestler in studio, he wanted them to put the move on him. So like he was begging Charlotte Flair to put him in a figure 4.
I bet he was. Hey now. What about Mercedes?
Yeah, he didn't ask for that, but then he wanted Slaughter to put him in a camel clutch, and he was getting all serious, like, "Oh, all right, don't hurt me now." I'm like, dude. Dude, you had to see him. His face, he got so serious that he started to get like Slaughter was putting on him a little bit, and he got red. He was worried about it. He's like trying to fight out of it. I think there was somebody else that happened too. Somebody else that came in. He's like, "Oh, come on, let's arm wrestle." Like what, whatever. All right, last one. What do we got?
What a gem, BT. What a gem.
Yeah.
The regular season does not matter in baseball.
The best story was Mercedes. He goes, Mercedes is in studio. And we're during a commercial break. And he's like, "You mind if I take a picture?" She's like, "Yeah, no problem." And he goes, she's sitting there by herself. "You mind if I take a picture?" "Yeah, sure." And he just snaps one of her, and that's it.
I don't believe that.
No, we told that story on the air. Hop and I busted his chops for that one.
Are you serious? It's like, "Sal, do you mind if I just grab a picture with you real quick?"
Right. "You mind if I grab a picture?" "Not with you. You mind if I grab a picture real quick?" She's like, "Yeah, sure."
It was a flash on?
She's like awkwardly smiling, sitting there like, what is this guy doing taking a picture of just me?
Oh, that's so funny, bro.
Yeah, that was great. All right, last one. Let's go.
Was it in front of the Tiki and Tierney background?
Yeah. No, she was sitting in her separate seat. We took the official picture after behind the Tiki background there, Tiki and Tierney background. All right, last one. Let's go.
The regular season does not matter in baseball anymore. Tired or wired?
Unfortunately, I think that's wired. Okay, it's kind of split. It doesn't matter as much. Obviously, the regular season matters in Major League Baseball, but the 162, the way that it used to, even me who wants to win every single game, that's what fans want, right? We want to win every single game. You have to admit that April, May, and even June are kind of a evaluation period for teams to evaluate. Okay, that's why I'm not going nuts where I was doing some podcast interviews, a lot of, Mets podcast interviews a couple of weeks back, and some of the thought was, well, they need more moves now. And I'm like, no, they don't need more moves now. You're not going to be complete with your roster going into opening day when you know that it's going to change in a month, in a week, in 3 months, in 4 months. It's not going to be the same roster going into October in the postseason, hopefully, assuming you make it, as it is going in opening day. It's just the way that the landscape in the sport, and it's been like that for a while. But in season, you could evaluate what happens in April or May. See what, let's just use the Mets, for example. Let's see what Carson Bench can be. If he gets the job out of spring training, there's no guarantees. All right, so let's see how he performs in April or May. If he's not good enough, it doesn't mean that they're just going to go with MJ Melendez or Tuckman or whatever. They could also go out there and get somebody. So April, May, and even June. And by the way, Badabooms, it's been proven. It's not even my opinion. It's been proven because the Mets in 2024, they sucked in April or May. One of the worst. I would have left them for dead. I did leave them for dead. After the 0-5 start, I said this team will never see 500 again. Not only they see 500, they made the playoffs on the last day of the year, and they go on a little bit of a run. So now it took a lot to get there, but they were awful in April or May. So no, it doesn't. The Yankees go on these 3-week-long ruts in June.
I just want to check. You said 04, but I know what you meant.
No, I said 2024. I said 04 at first, and then I said 2024.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I corrected it. Anyway, maybe your earphones weren't working. You get you new headphones there. Anyway, even the Yankees go on these ruts where in a bad month, it doesn't do anything. They still win 90-something games. So unfortunately, I think it's wired that the regular season does not mean anywhere near what it used to mean, especially back when I was growing up, when it was only 2 teams that made the postseason in each league.
Yeah, it's not like that anymore. And I talked the other day about interleague play. That doesn't matter anymore either. Like, it's so few and far between. I love the history of that too, by the way. I know we haven't really got too much into it, but how different the game is these days. Like, look at the Phillies a few years ago. They barely get in the playoffs. They squeak in with like 85 wins, go to the World Series. Year after, they win 100 some odd games, lose in the first round.
I know. You like that or you don't?
No, I don't like it. Like, I think the regular season should matter. I should be rewarded for watching 130 games out of 162.
Right. So what's the fix?
There is none.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, you could shorten the regular season, but then you have even more of a crapshoot, I guess, if you're expanding the postseason. Maybe not, though. Maybe if you make each series in the playoffs, like I would do the wild card round. If you shorten the regular season and expand the postseason, wild card round best of 5 as opposed to best of 3.
Ooh.
And then every round thereafter, division round, instead of best of 5, best of 7. Because usually the best of 7, the better team would triumph. Where a lot of these times in the division round where you're seeing these top teams get knocked off is in 5 games. The Mets beat the Phillies in 5 games. Maybe they would have beat them in 7 in 2024. I don't know. But beating the underdog winning in a best of 5 is more likely than the underdog winning in a best of 7. So that would be one immediate fix that I would have, is to have, I'm not trying to make the postseason longer. I'm trying to make it less of a crapshoot and have it more of a representation of the long, grueling regular season, which should mean a lot more. It shouldn't mean you win 105 games and you're bouncing the first round. That it doesn't add up. I'm not saying it's not fair or it's cheap, but I don't think it's good for the sport that it could be such a crapshoot. And then teams, in accordance with that, don't value the regular season as much. Well, they'll rest guys, or they'll say, it doesn't matter as long as we get in. Get in. How many times have you heard that? Not just win the division, get in the playoffs. Get in the playoffs. King Cohen didn't say last week, I want to win the NL East. He said, I want to get in the playoffs. Get to the playoffs. That's it. That's having a seat at the table. Get in the playoffs. It used to be about winning the division, setting yourself up nice. Obviously, you'd like to do that, have the best record, have the division, have the bye, all that stuff. But as long as you get in the playoffs, I think that's all that matters.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I want to go back to that point you're saying there with the expansion of the playoffs. A lot of the times people get very unfortunate because of injuries, so they're like deep rotations. So that could help patch that injury issue down the line there.
That added nothing. I agree.
I was trying to pick up and transition and back into the show.
Right. All right.
Dude, I got to take a Duke Johnson. We got to hurry
Watch.
up
Okay.
this.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Badabooms. That does it for this episode of the Sal Licata Show podcast. Go get your, they fix that double chin. All right.
What?
We'll be back. We'll be back again tomorrow. Stu Feiner will be joining us tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. A highly entertaining episode with the great, legendary Stu Feiner. So we'll have that. Comment, like, subscribe, all those different things. We appreciate it. YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you then. Bye.